Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga. Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga. Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Gauranga. Hare Krishna, everybody. Welcome. Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Prabhupada, Jesus Srila Prabhupada, Jesus 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 Prabhupada, Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Sri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, good morning. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhar, Sri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Sri Advaita Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Nityananda, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gaurachandra, Gaurachandra, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. 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 Nityananda, 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 Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Nityananda, 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 Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, Gauranga, Gauranga. Gauranga, Gauranga. Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Nityananda, Nityananda, 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 Gauranga, Gauranga. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri 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 Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna Chaitanya, Shri 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 Krishna Chaitanya, Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, let's see here. This is Chaitanya Bhagavat, Anshya Kanda, Chapter 1, page 573, I guess. Yeah. I worship the two brothers, Sri Chaitanya and Sri Nityananda. I worship the two brothers, Sri Chaitanya and Nityananda. They are the most magnanimous Supreme Lords, transcendentally situated and embodying inconceivable spiritual potency. They are the most magnanimous spiritual lords, transcendentally situated and embodying inconceivable spiritual potency. These two supreme controllers have now appeared upon this earth in the eternal forms, in their eternal forms. O Lord, you are the eternal truth, unconditioned by past, present, and future. O Lord, you are the eternal truth, unconditioned by past, present, and future. And yet, you have now appeared as the Son of Sri Jagannath Mishra. O Lord, you are the eternal truth, unconditioned by past, present, and future. That's deep. And yet, you have appeared as the Son of Jagannath Mishra. I offer repeated obeisances unto you, and unto you along with your intimate servitors. Yeah. See, I offer my repeated obeisances unto you along with your intimate servitors. See, intimate servitors. You notice he made a distinction. Not external servitors, really. I mean, See, you want to offer obeisances to the most respected, right? Isn't that what they do? You go to a meeting in the world here. In the worldly, even worldly affairs is reflective of the truth. You go to a meeting and you think, oh, this is a very important person. Let's give him respect, right? Honor. So the whole world is doing that, with worldly people. Okay? But devotees, they do something different. They offer respect to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and his intimate servitors, those who actually know him better than usually other people do. And that's the secret, intimate servitors. That's a key word. So even in the world, people give respect to people that are respectable, or in the world, it's hard to tell now who's really respectable. The whole world is deluded by Maya, illusion, and they give respect and honor to those who are undeserving, really. And that's basically everybody. Even a devotee is thinking, I'm undeserving, but wow, what good fortune we got. What good fortune. We have the Lord living in our house. Could you imagine, you have a very respectable guest in your house? Somebody very important comes and lives there, stays there, visits you daily. Hey, we can have that with the most respectable one, the one who's unconditioned by past, present, and future. You notice that a lot of our conditioning goes here in this worship, doesn't it? You notice you stop believing in the conditioning that we have to do with this body, and even in this life, even, much less any other time. I offer my repeated obeisances along with your intimate servitors. See, this never gets boring, always offering obeisances to the Supreme Lord and his intimate servitors. There's so much blessing in that. But people don't know. They don't know how to give, they don't know who really to give respect to. They don't have conclusive understanding. They think, oh yeah, let me give the utmost respect to a charismatic person or a demigod or a person who has worldly knowledge. And how they doing it now is, let me give the utmost respect to the Illuminati, to these, let me serve their cause. Isn't that interesting? How everybody is giving respect and honor and worship even to somebody. So when people, real knowledge is to understand about the Supreme Lord here, and how to meditate on the most valuable treasure. God Himself is that pearl of great price. The Supreme Lord Himself is that. So, Tom, you start reading
Hare Krishna, thank you. Um, wow, Hare Krishna. O Lord, you are the eternal truth, unconditioned by past, present, and future. And yet you have now appeared as the son of Sri Jagannath Mishra. I offer repeated obeisances unto you along with your intimate servitors, your unalloyed devotees, your sons, your renounced Goswami disciples, and the devotional process of chanting the holy names of Lord Krishna. And
it.
your
Unalloyed devotees, another wonderful word, has very deep meaning. This is why in Vaishnavism they usually say, "Oh, it's so hard to become a prema bhakta." Because you know why? Prema bhakta means unalloyed devotee, and oh, it's so hard to do that because even the leaders know how hard it is to get rid of motive in this world, material motive, something, because we're conditioned by. We're conditioned by have motives for everything we do. Material usually want to get something back, right? You want to do a little business with people. We're just conditioned by that to do business. Business deals. Well, what am I going to get from this? See, and so this unalloyed devotion seems almost unattainable. That's why people are trying these different paths of austerities and renounce everything, and then somehow or other I'm going to become an unalloyed devotee. It is so difficult that's why the Lord comes here and says, "Oh, I'll just awaken up in you. I'll just awaken in the." That's that story with Jesus being born, the Christ being born in the barn with a bunch of beasts and animals. See, that's the absolute eternal truth. The saviors come here at some point and they awaken that Lord in us that's awakened in them. Only if that Lord ain't awakened in you, you can't awaken in anybody else because it is really an unalloyed experience. And it's so far beyond the reach of just ordinary persons who are conditioned, eh, especially in this world that they're living now, conditioned by the present and the past, even in their past from their childhood, much less other incarnations. There's this conditioning. See, absolute truth is unconditioned knowledge of the absolute truth. It's unconditioned. There's no material conditioning. It's true for now, in the present. It's true from in the past, and it's true in the future. It's true for all. See, that's called the essence of truth. That's the kind of talks that we have here. In relation to things going on in the world and how the world reflects these truths. Even the reflection can lead you onto these universal truths. So many universal truths. Okay? We're conditioned in this world uh, to uh, give respect to honorable people in this world, and usually in Maya, these honorable people are dishonorable, full of material motives. You don't even know anymore. You can't even nowadays. You can't even tell who to trust, who's good or who's bad. Isn't that amazing? You think this is not by design? This is like why the Lord is trying to teach us that, hey man, don't trust any conditioned soul. Trust his intimate servitors. They got the scoop, the real scoop, the important scoop. They got the ice cream. They scoop up the ice cream. Yeah. And so even the honorable, you can't even tell, like I learn a lot about this stuff nowadays. It's like very interesting education. Great for preaching too, to make a distinction. You can't tell. Those who are deep into this, they're revealing a lot. The whistleblowers, there's one whistleblower who's, was deep in there with those guys and initiated. And he says, you can't tell anything. All these people that we've worshipped as like in the entertainment industry, in politics, usually they're part of the same bird, so to speak. They say, okay, two wings of the same bird, and it's basically all illusion. And a lot of times they're playing like double agents, and they give see. So this is the illusory energy. That's why unless you get the mercy, then you can't see any of this stuff. You're not clearly. That's why even on the path of religion, of Vaishnava religion, people that are following those paths, like in ISKCON, all that, ultimately you need to find the association of the intimate servitors of the Lord, because they have this intimate knowledge that only highly elevated persons have. They have the essence of all information that we need, to basically get out of this material entanglement that everybody's stuck in. It's like a spider's web, and everyone is caught up in it. See, so you could say, like, in a sense, the spider controls the web. The web is Maya, right? So that's one way to look at it. And the spider, you have to take shelter of the one who controls the web, and that's the Supreme Lord. And his intimate servitors are free of this. They understand how to get, how to not to get stuck to the web. Yeah. And that's all around us, everywhere is this web. It's really, so anyway, this is really the secret, and this is the secret of advancement. If you're in like any of these religious groups, you have to understand and eventually how to get the association of the intimate servitors of the Lord, because most of your leaders are also um, either part of the this Illuminati thing, that part of the Maya on some level. So even they are not fully trustworthy. Everybody is more or less being misled, except those who have taken shelter of the intimate servitors of the Lord. That's how you find the Lord's word, his will, is through those persons. They give you unconditioned knowledge that's not conditioned by past, present, and future. I mean, where do you hear stuff like this? You think anybody, everybody's giving you materially tinged information. It doesn't have results like this. Leads to this intimacy with God, because you're getting intimate understanding of the absolute truth that nobody has unless you're an intimate servitor. That's why the devotees who have the truth are beyond religion. Religion is a distortion. Also, there's usually materially motivated religion. See, the real devotee is the real truth, and they speak the real truth. They teach the real truth because of being an intimate servitor of the Lord and knowing the Lord's mind. See? That's why all these verses, like in these books, this with this unconditioned knowledge, teach these things. The Lord and the devotee, the Lord and the intimate devotee share the same heart. That's intimacy, right? You intimately know the Lord. The Lord intimately knows you. They're the ones who give the best directions, the essence of all directions, is to also become an intimate servitor of the Lord, like they are.
Thanks for using.
Yeah, so you can become really happy again. And otherwise, there's no. everything's unclear in this world. Okay, go ahead, Tom.
Your sons, well, let me. I offer my repeated obeisances unto you, along with your intimate servitors, your unalloyed devotees, your sons, your renounced Goswami disciples, and the devotional process of chanting the holy names of the Lord Krishna, and your consorts, Sri Bhudevi, who appeared as Sri Vishnupriya, Sri Devi, who appeared as Sri Lakshmi Priya, and Sri Lila Devi, also known as Nila or Durga, who manifested Navadvip Dham. Wow. Oh my God. Who manifested Navadvip Dham. And the two Gadadaras. One is Sri Gadadhar Pandit, the expansion of Srimati Radharani, and the other is Sri Gadadhar Bhatta from South India, who is Sri Ranga Devi. And Damodar, Narahari, Ramananda, Jagadananda, and all of your unlimited associates. Oh, oh, oh. All glories to all glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya, the beloved Lord of Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune. Sri Narayan is most dear to him. All glory to the Lord of Vaikuntha, and the best amongst all the sannyasis. all, all glory to his illustrious devotees, Sri Gaura Chandra. You are the friend of the fallen souls. Please place your lotus feet upon the throne of my heart.
Yeah, if people in the world knew the value of the devotees, the real devotee, the intimate servitors, they're the illustrious ones. They're the ones when you understand their value and you realize they're our saviors. They literally, even the books that they write or are written about them, the glorification of these beings is the only thing that really will elevate us out of this material consciousness is the Lord Himself with along with His servitors. And that's why the servitors, this, they're always on the same mission, is the deliverance of the souls. What's the difference between Jesus and Lord Caitanya? They were here to deliver the souls, right? If anybody has any other mission, it's an illusion, some level of illusion. It's just a path to keep people busy. It's very similar. Even the demons think like oh well, how do we keep the people of the world busy because they got to work and we're taking all their jobs away with robots? Oh, we'll just stick them in the metaverse to keep them busy. See, so that's that's for loafers. That's why there's a depopulation thing going on. It's just these people, if you knew their thinking, they're the controllers in the sense they're working for the controllers of Maya, thinking, oh, they're just kind of useless eaters. And I mean, I could see from their perspective, I walk down the street and I see these people in the bars with this loud rock and roll music talking about nonsense, you know, this just in this in this polluted place. It's like, what is the point of your life? What is the point? And these people are looking. They have that eye. Maya is looking like that, and think, well, you're just not really doing anything special. That's why, and you go really to the ultimate perspective of God. Nothing is really uh, pleases him other than his real devotees. I mean, we're coming down to the frank talks now, the birds and the bees, because that's everything is being revealed. You want to be useful. Uh, you want to be. I mean, you can be like so unuseful. I mean, this is how glorious my Lord is that I serve. Even a person like this guy, really in this world, completely unuseful. Always was nothing. Had no real brains. Yeah, my parents were, basically crazy, more or less. And bad family, conditioning, all that stuff. And that's basically, people are all more or less like that. Okay? But connecting with the Lord, all of a sudden your broken down jalopy becomes repaired nicely, and it becomes useful to the real mission of life, which is the deliverance of the conditioned souls, and to give them true happiness, and to teach them the what the real sacrifice is. The sacrifice of basically pleasing God, the highest, greatest sacrifice to please the Lord. And that's in this age now is chanting the holy names of the Lord in association with his intimate servitors and his pastimes and glories. That's the only pure thing in this world. Everything is polluted. Everything. Good and evil is polluted. It's a pollution compared to the Lord. He's unconditioned. We become unconditioned by association. That's why you see people going through stuff here, because they're worshiping the Lord in association with devotees. So they become unconditioned very quickly. See, this is part of the process of expunging. That's the exorcism and all of that stuff. It comes out of you. See, and more of the Lord comes in, and then you live a life of more bliss. You notice that, Tom? Is it getting more blissful? Yeah. You get more like, wow, this is the life, man. This is the lifestyle. See, the Lord wants to give this as a gift to the world. We're part of that. A big, very big part of that. People, you can't glory in yourself. You have to see, oh man, it's because of the mercy, the causeless mercy of the Lord and his intimate servitors. And then you become one of those intimate servitors, and the Lord manifests his will through you. You understand why the Lord descends. Everything, those verses become revealed to you, and you reveal those verses to others. Nobody else can do it. You have to become an intimate servitor, and the Lord is offering that to people, anybody, you know. But if you don't come to the intimate servitors, you got to go and look at your gurus. Are they intimate servitors? And what I've seen, I haven't really seen anybody that I would, intimate servitor. The intimate will of the Lord. Is to deliver people. So, yeah, go ahead, Tom.
Please hear attentively. The topics described in the Antya Kanda, which deal with the Lord's activities after taking sannyas and his travel to Jagannath Puri. The night of his sannyasa initiation, Lord Caitanya remained in Katwa. Immediately after the completion of the sannyasi ceremonies, the Lord instructed Mukunda to sing. He stood up and began to dance vigorously. The devotees encircled him and joined in the chorus. The Lord was immediately overcome with ecstasy. As the Lord danced, he experienced heavy breathing, laughter, perspiration, shivering, horripilation, and roaring. Then, with a voice like thunder and the roaring of 1,000 lions, he crashed on the ground. The impact of his fall sent shock waves amongst the spectators. The kamandalu flew out of his hand to one side, and the sannyas danda, went in another direction. The Lord became enraptured and maddened with love of himself. Then, dancing and swirling, he went to his guru and embraced him with glowing pleasure. In the Lord's merciful embrace, Keshava Bharati was enlightened with love of Hari. He began to dance, singing and pirouetting ecstatically. Similarly, his kamandalu and danda also flew from his grip. He became oblivious to the external world, intoxicated with Krishna prema. He rolled on the ground, unaware that his clothes no longer properly covered his body. The Lord was pleased to see Keshava Bharati in such ecstasy.
See, the Lord was pleased with when he sees his devotee in such ecstasy. That's really the real nature of the Lord is sacrifices to make God happy, to make him happy. And so the Lord shows you that ecstatic love in this path is pleases the Lord. Transcendentally, the Lord is a transcendental personality. Only transcendental activities please him. See, and ecstatic worship of the Lord is his highest pleasure. See, this is the liberated condition that people don't understand. They're all trying to please God on different levels. And that's what people are always working for, the pleasure of the Lord in subtle and gross ways. It's all sacrifice. So even when you do fruitive activities, there's a pleasure in that for people. Even though it's maybe not the highest pleasure, but there's pleasure because it's you're pleasing the Lord inside you, um, to a degree. Even renunciation, even austerities. See, and even Lord Caitanya taught about this. He used that. He said, those who do austerities and renunciation do not please me as much. See, as much, that means there's some pleasure in them. That's why people do it. We're always acting, we think it's for our pleasure, but it's always some form of happiness for God in some level, some level. Otherwise, because we cannot function any other way, is always for the pleasure of the Lord. Even when you're doing demoniac activities, you're pleasing, a very dark manifestation of God, a very gross manifestation, and even to so that's how far degraded our consciousness can get in this Maya, and that's why we have demons and devils and rakshasas and all that stuff, is because of very low degraded level of vibration and consciousness. You know, and so the Lord, out of mercy, wants to come and lift our vibration up. See, lift us up into a higher consciousness, a deeper consciousness of understanding how to please Him in ways that will make us increasingly happy. That's why not all persons that are great teachers, or even any teachers in the world, they're not all coming like on the same platform. They come to help people at various levels of consciousness, because not every, just like here, not everybody can understand what we're doing, right? Yeah, but some people can, and they're here, and we're here for them. See, so this is um, bringing people to whoever is called to come here to the highest level of pleasing God, which is the highest pleasure for us as devotees. See? And that's what we show here. That's what Lord Caitanya showed. His devotees like pleased him very well, like his sannyas guru, who was in ecstasy and dancing in ecstasy. The Lord said, "Oh man, this is the greatest pleasure." See, this you could say this is the training here. You know, how to be pleased by the Lord and his intimate servitors. How to be pleased by what they know, what they express, how to be pleased by their ecstatic devotion. See? How to imbibe that in ourselves. See? How to be purified, how to appreciate the knowledge, the unconditioned knowledge that comes from those devotees about the essence of truth. See? When you can relish these kinds of topics, that's being a liberated soul. So sadhu sangha is the best way. What is this here? And the Stockholm syndrome is named for a bank robbery in Sweden. Oh yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
The Lord was pleased to see Keshava Bharati in such ecstasy. They danced together, putting the devotees into fits of ecstasy. Wow. The devotees appreciated this rare sight with vociferous chanting of the holy name.
Yeah, you see, they appreciated this rare sight of ecstatic chanting the holy name, which makes you wild, you know, wild in ecstatic happiness. See? So most of the world doesn't appreciate it, or much of the world doesn't, because of contamination. But that is the greatest happiness. That's the greatest show. That's the greatest show on earth, is to see ecstatic devotees worshiping their ecstatic Lord. That's how you learn about the ecstatic nature of the Lord, is through the medium of the devotees. Because where is that ecstatic Krishna now? You read about him. That was the Lord. He came as a devotee to show people the ecstatic Lord by being in the like as a devotee. They're like the mirror for God in his highest pleasure, his greatest happiness, greatest revelation. See, that's why you need to look in the mirror of the devotees to see the Lord. Otherwise, you're going to look in the mirror of persons and you'll see whatever mode they reflect. See, if you're in a mode of goodness and you look at a person that's a good person, say, and they're say on the regulative path of devotional service, that's what you're looking at. You're looking still a mundane person. You know, when you see a devotee who is ecstatically worshiping the Lord, you're seeing the level of liberation, beyond liberation. Actually, you're seeing the highest manifestation of a human being can get, which is to be a mirror of the Lord's uh, presence in this world. That's the idea of representing Krishna. Well, what does that mean? You think it's just a word? You think it's just a symbol? No, you actually represent the transcendental nature of God in this world. That's why, there's these sayings that the guru is good as God, devotee is good as God. They're as good because they reflect that nature of the Lord. They reflect his unconditioned intelligence and unconditioned ecstatic feelings. They're a product of intimacy with the transcendental Lord. See, that's so anybody who goes to Stockholm gets. Go ahead, Tom. Read on.
They dance together, putting the devotees into fits of ecstasy. The devotees appreciated this rare sight with vociferous chanting of the holy name. I offer my obeisances at the feet of Sri Keshava Bharati, the most stalwart sannyasi, for he danced with the Supreme Lord, whose association is difficult to achieve even for the personified Vedas. He is the Guru, the Lord, of the entire unlimited creation.
Yeah, this is the association of Lord Caitanya, or even his intimate servitors, is very difficult to achieve. See, and everybody's trying to teach this. Oh, you're gonna have. It's going to be very difficult for you to achieve God in this world, and so you got to do all these works, of austerities and renunciation and sadhana programs, and you got to, after many lifetimes, see, because it's very difficult to achieve the association of the Lord and His intimate servitors. So they figure we got to do. Some people think, well, we got to do something to attain God, so they, try to do it some path. That's why you see the Lord comes, the devotees come. They came to give us this essence of truth, the unconditioned knowledge of how to get the Lord quickly. Otherwise, everybody's trying some other way that takes so long. It was quite simply now is the intimate servitors, or at scheduled times, usually, like Lord Chaitanya comes and gives his association. That's very difficult to achieve. He just shows up, and you just happen to meet him. And you get benefit just by seeing the Lord. Or he empowers his devotees, his intimate servitors. They just show up in your life, just otherwise to achieve their association by your what do you call it? Your own strength and your own austerities, or whatever you're doing, your own path is very, very difficult. Would take you a long time. You just have to be lucky in a sense, just lucky that they just show up on your doorstep or you bump into them. Because a lot of people are undeserving. You can't just say that these persons are meant to meet this devotee. No, they just show up. It's called divine intervention. They show up, and you may or may not be qualified, to meet them. And just by that meeting, you make some spiritual progress that you couldn't do in any other way. You know, just happen to be lucky to bump into a real devotee. Yeah. Mm. Go ahead, Tom.
He is the Guru of the Lord, of the entire unlimited creation.
What was that? Say that again.
He is the Guru of the Lord of the entire unlimited creation. He is the Guru of the Lord of the entire unlimited creation.
See, unlimited creation. That's pretty big, isn't it? People are looking at this unlimited creation for many millions of lifetimes, usually. See? What you need to look at is the unlimited Lord, the transcendental Lord, who is unlimited, but he's not created. See, this is the trick. The same thing, the devotee. You got to see the devotee of that Lord, who is meditating on that unlimited, unconditioned Lord. See, uncreated God. So he has a relationship with that uncreated, unlimited Lord. Like the spiritual universe is unlimited, just like this world is it does have its limits, but you can consider there's so many things in it. You look in the sky, it's big, man. It seems more unlimited. The spiritual universe is even more, because this is encased in coverings. But the spiritual universe is truly unlimited, and it's not created. It's always been and always will be, in the past, present, and future. See, this is all here in the world. It's creation, maintenance for a while, and destroyed. That's why even civilizations, right? They're created and they're maintained for a time and destroyed. Like now in America is being, you could see it's in its diminishing phase. It's being destroyed. This dream, these people, let's make America great again. The truth is it was never really great, because it's been managed by demons. Now it's just the fruit of the karma is coming to fruition. And those who serve the demons, continue to believe in them, they go down with them, because that's just what they do. You ever remember, I was thinking about this statement in the Bible. Blessed are those who don't sit in the counsel of the wicked. Well, many people consciously and unconsciously are doing that, or aware or unaware. When you're with hypocrites who are actually like wolves in sheep's clothing and like that, and you're in their counsel, you believe what they say, you're taking their counsel because they're speaking to you. Oh, we're the government, and you should get your little injection or put your mask on. See, you're in their counsel. See, you're looking for advice from them, and the advice is never very good, especially now. See, so everybody is more or less sitting in the counsel of the wicked. Or you could be sitting in the council of good people, like the demigod types, the good persons. They work um, in the mode of goodness. And what is the result? Good. You're in the council of the good people. Okay? So, and they'll teach you about morality and good principles and work ethics and all kinds of good moral things. You're in their counsel, and then maybe you become a good person too by their association and application of their way. And then really blessed are those who sit in the council of the transcendental. That's called Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha is the meeting of persons, a council. This is like a council, council, consorting together, council of those who understand the essence of all truth. See, really blessed are those persons. Those persons will see God. You'll become purified, and you'll see the Lord in his name. You'll see the Lord in these books. You'll be transcendentally happy. You'll have transcendental emotions. You'll be a liberated soul even in this world, and you will liberate others. And when the body is finished, you have your spiritual body already, because you've been sitting in the council of the transcendental. Sitting in the council of the associates of Lord Caitanya. You could sit in the council of ecstatic Christians, and there's some grace there also. You can sit in the council of the Vaidhi Bhaktas, like in religion in one of these organizations. But if the counsel you get is good counsel or bad counsel or hypocritical counsel, which is basically bad counsel in the disguise of good counsel. Yeah. Yeah, so it's like that. Go ahead, Tom.
He is the guru of the Lord of the entire unlimited creation. The night flitted by as the guru and his disciples danced together.
Isn't that amazing? See, he's the Lord of the entire creation. How can an atheist see this? I don't believe in God. He's not my Lord. See, but even atheists are controlled and owned by the Lord, even though they don't know it. See, they're controlled by the Lord in the form of the modes of nature: mode of passion, mode of ignorance, and mode of goodness. That's the Lord in these modes. They control everybody. They control Bill Gates. They control Fauci's. They control Trump. They control Biden. These modes force them to act in this world. You know? If a person is like a worshiper of like the Luciferians, they're forced to act in the mode of ignorance because they're servants of ignorance. And a lot of people, the innocent are the more, they're more innocent, but they're naive naturally, and they believe in people like that are presenting themselves as good people, but inside they're bad people. That's called hypocrisy. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
It says, he is the guru of the Lord of the entire unlimited creation. He is even the guru of the Lord of the entire unlimited creation. The night flitted by as the guru and his disciple danced together.
Yeah,
At that,
that's very deep too. This is, see, he's the guru of the Lord of the entire creation. Okay, that's the spiritual position. But all teachers are like that. They're the gurus of the entire creation because that the Lord of the entire creation is in the hearts of everybody and being instructed by these various teachers and teachings. But how good are they? See? Ultimately, they're either good or bad, depending on the teacher. And the Lord is in your heart, He's in the hearts of everybody, taking that instruction and acting on that instruction in this world. Now, if the instruction is perverted, you have a inferior result, and it usually is more or less perverted in the world until you get the unconditioned teachings. This and how you know is you start to feel more blissful, more ecstatic, more free. That's because this is the knowledge you get and the emanation you get from such devotees is transcendental to all these modes of nature. And they actually liberate the Lord in your own heart. See, the Lord rises, and you realize, oh, it's the Lord. I'm his devotee, his unconditioned devotee. I'm here to worship that unconditioned Lord. And you become unconditioned by that worship. That's why it goes very fast here. You reach that level.
Yeah. So this transcendental, it's even beyond localized. It's beyond time and place.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. The knowledge is applicable to all times and places, like and circumstances. Just like if you were in another universe, the Vedas say there are many universes, millions, billions. And so if you're in another universe, this knowledge applies. It's applicable to whatever's going on. You could go in another universe, instead of this kind of technology, there may be no technology at a particular time, right? Or all kinds of technology better than what we have. But this knowledge that's applicable here will be applicable there also. See, because it's all about the essence of truth. You know, relish the happiness of pleasing God in the highest way, which makes you as ecstatic as the Lord, as happy as the transcendental Lord. You become transcendentalized by that kind of happiness, giving that kind of happiness to God. Then you can do the highest welfare work, which is liberating the conditioned souls by transmitting this kind of knowledge, this kind of ecstatic feeling, transmitting them. See, we're all like receivers, picking up transmissions from the universe, from people, coming through people. See? But when you meet the intimate servitor of Lord Caitanya, oh, are you lucky? Because you get this unconditioned knowledge. Just like people, if they come and listen, if they've studied Prabhupada's books, they see, wow, this is amazing. Yeah, this kind of knowledge. You know what? I think I need to take a break. I don't know, a little bit. I think my body needs stretching or something more. We'll take a little break from now. I'll probably come on a little bit earlier because it's still early. Only gave a hour and 12-minute class. That's nothing.
Oh,
Okay, so we'll take a little break for now. Any last final comments there, Tom, before we go?
well, I don't know the words in English. I'm overwhelmed of these qualities. They are so beyond the common gunas, become beyond the common qualities. I feel so overwhelmed. It's like swimming, floating in in an unknown quality.
This is a temple to the unknown God.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we'll take a little break now and come back in a little while. Thank you all. Have an awesome morning.